So this article talks about have educated women ruined dating? I don't think so, right? So this is one perspective. I think there's nothing wrong with women raising the bar. Yeah, we're not here to say whether it's right or wrong. We're just simply pointing out the consequences.
Well, I think women have higher and higher expectations because with things like apps like Tinder, you get to swipe and it's like a buffet. When there's just so much out there, you get to swipe and choose what you want. But for men, I guess it's the polar opposite, which women don't really see. Do you want to explain more about that perspective?
I mean,
in the process.
Yeah. You're talking about the swiping part. Well,
yeah, like how it's instant gratification. Like this guy. No. Yes.
Well,
like,
I think a lot of females don't understand the male experience when it comes to dating apps. Thank God I'm not on those. But like, it's like.
So what is it like, or what has the articles?
Well, girls get messages all the time, and if you look at stats, I don't have it pulled up here now, but it's like an overwhelming.
Okay, Cupid and Match had those. Stats.
Yeah, like an overwhelming negative response from guys. Most girls don't respond to messages from guys, and guys, like the match rate is extremely low. Now there's a small percentage of guys who get all the attention.
Oh, okay.
Right? So if you meet those height requirements,
needs,
six pack abs, 6 foot tall, 6-figure income, you will, like, every girl is basically swiping right on you, and in a way that guy gets all the action. But and
is he selective then, or like how's his
that guy will not commit, and then when he doesn't, because you have so many options when you're a guy, you have every girl wants you, you're not gonna commit. So like, and then girls are not willing to jump to look at the guy who's 5'10" and below, and give
just
him a shot.
A few inches shorter. But.
Yeah, and these are things that guys cannot control. This is the way it is. I'm not like, life is not fair. Yeah. This is just the way it is. Women can do like.
So then,
themselves.
do majority of men, do they lower their expectations, like doing so, because women's expectations have superseded over decades.
So it's even more important for guys to level up, and it's not easy to do so. You have to go through a lot of pain and scars and rejections and iterations.
So do you think that is happening now with men, a lot of rejection, pains and scars, or they just gave up because there's
a lot of people who there's a whole community of they call them incel men, who have been rejected so much that they give up. And then there are also guys who just think it's not worth it. The term is like herbivore, where they just like,
what is that?
It's like they're grass eaters instead of meat eaters. So like they don't go for the girls. They simply just say it's not worth it. They can look, but they don't bother touching.
But just acting, right? That action of getting it out. Well, not getting, but like.
Yeah. So the male experience is very much different from the female experience. All right. This article by this guy says he's trying to explain how the dating process has changed. He talks about the hookup culture and increasing age of people getting married. He concluded that there's an increasing cohort of successful women chasing a shrinking number of high-value, commitment-averse men, which is exactly what I was just saying, right? So like a small portion of guys who don't commit, but then the girls are wanting them. But then like 95% of the guys who are willing to serve you like a queen are getting no attention.
So there's
no market.
Yeah. So the women who are ready to commit are chasing the ones that are not ready to commit.
Yeah, and they're all chasing the same guy. And a lot of women are not aware of this.
And they think probably like the increase of achievement is like a badge of honor, but is that like celebrated? And I feel like, I don't know, in their eyes, I think personally, for them, they are celebrated, but then I guess socially or in the outside world, is that truly celebrated? Yeah.
So this guy draws on four variables. The increase in female achievement, we saw that with the increase in education enrollment for females. the irregularity in male competence. So like men are not stepping up. A lot of them are become feminized. They grow up with the everybody gets a trophy mentality. Like they don't go through pain and hardship and diligence and
Sitting
resilience. Evolutionary motivation for women to marry up. The doctor so and
Still the
so
same.
was just talking about that. That's the concept of hypergamy. And there's evidence that still women do choose to, like there is evidence that women actually date lesser educated men.
But it's very rare and few.
Yeah, it's growing, but they still want the ones that have high income. So you could be lower educated, but you have to have high income. That's it's interesting, like the
oxymoron.
Well, it comes down to like the college dropout and who actually still can do an
Who's
import export. You can still make money without an education, and generally, if you do make the money, you'll still be in the running. But if you don't, then you're out of the running. And then the collapse of local status hierarchies due to globalization.
Which you mentioned.
Yeah, this is the local farmer girl who used to get just attention from the guy down the field, and now she's getting everybody's attention. It's feeding to her.
And the guy can't follow her because he's stepping up the responsibilities of generational family, of his family's acreage of land, and he wants to do honor to the family. So that's his sacrifice, but he's not able to be as transportable.
Yeah. And so this author is saying many people say, oh, educated women are ruining the dating market. Her point is to disagree with it. I think she could have written this a little bit better. I think it's, but yeah, so she disagrees with it. But there is a lot of evidence that women are out earning and outnumbering men in higher education, and
which is fine. It's just as you said, it's about trying to figure out what type of energies you have. What do you want to connect with? What do you want to magnetize into your life, so that it's a balance.
Yeah. So as of 2013, 37% of all women have at least a bachelor's degree, versus for men it's 30%. So that's 7 percentage points difference, and that was in 2013. So yeah, each year it just gets higher and higher.
I wonder though, since people or women have frustration maybe here in the U.S., do they tend to go and travel? And if they have a lot of rejection here, do they up and leave and go to another country and meet other people that way as
they
well
certainly
too?
do for adventure and for sexual promiscuity. But for to find a life partner, oftentimes women will choose to find someone who's at least has a similar kind of background, or they call it assortive mating selection, where you choose someone who's similar to yourself. But to experiment, yes, they definitely will go on holiday.
As you call holiday, not a party.
Yeah, and there's stats where in the United States, women are the primary breadwinners in 40% of households. So there's a good amount.
Rise in number. But do you think the guys that let the women in the household bring in the money, are the men truly happy spending time with their kids?
Some of them are. It comes down to the masculine and feminine energy, and that can change over time. Someone who was masculine might decide different priorities, and then transition.
And
so
it's not always constant. It's not a forever thing. It can always, throughout the couple's lifetime, can change back and forth or oscillate in between.